So a lot of Kenyans don't actually travel. So when they are here, they feel like they don't have anything. It looks normal to them. Some of them have been born with all the skyscrapers around them. So to them, it's already normal. But if they get the opportunity to travel to other countries, some countries they celebrate. I think in my county, the tallest building is not as tall as this one. In my own county, my own state, the tallest building is not as tall as this one. In my own state.
Welcome to another episode, guys. So in this episode, we will be doing a walking tour of the Central Business District of Nairobi. We will walk through to one of the tallest buildings, the rooftop of one of the tallest buildings in Nairobi, where we can have an aerial view of the entire of Nairobi. And then later in this video, I will share an interview I did with a Nigerian and a Zambian. They will be telling us what their first impressions or what they think of Nairobi so far. So stay tuned until the end, and I hope you learn a thing or two. So I am along Moi Avenue. Ooh. And this is one of the busiest streets in Nairobi, and I'll be taking you around today. I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, so I have a few errands to run, so I will be doing that as I show you around. I can see the city council, the city council van, but it's not a crime filming around, so yeah, that's a city council van. They go collecting people who are doing illegal stuff within the city, and then they take them to City Hall for fines and penalties. So these are cabs, taxis, basically. They're looking for customers. This street goes all the way down there, but it is too busy, so I'm gonna take a route that is less busy. Oh, Nairobi. I am now on Kenyatta Avenue. This is one of the busiest sides of Nairobi, and honestly it can get chaotic sometimes. Poa. Niko poa.
brother dogo amelala.
Asi umesema si pesa.
Sina kama usini mimi sitaki do. Mbonga hata jeshi madam. Nimekwambia mimi naitwa Jemo, nimetoka Madhare, je Madhare madam. Niko na brother dogo wa hiyo. Njoo tu imekuwa. Ndio maana nimekuja nikakwambia ajili sitaki. Nataka chakula.
Si tufanye hivyo siku nyingine. Sina do.
Hata kama ni moja atashia moja. Au hapo ungekwenda kashia. Hapo kama ungekwenda
Sina kitu bro. Niaje? So these guys were given the permission to take photos within the city, and so yeah, that's how they make their money. So this is Kenyatta Avenue. If I go this way, I'll be going to, this is Kimathi Street. So if I go down this way, I will go to Tomboya. So let's do that. Hi. So there's a better view at the middle of the road, so that's where I'm gonna go. This is one of the oldest hotels. I'm not sure if it is 5-star or 3-star or 4-star, but this is Aruba Stanley. It is one of the biggest and oldest hotels in the city. I'm giving you a city tour of Nairobi, and that building that is there, this was Hilton Hotel. It was here for the longest time, but after COVID came, the business went bankrupt, and so they closed. Not sure what happens there nowadays. So later in this video, guys, I will include clips of a video we did with some friends of mine, one from Nigeria and one from Zambia. They were basically saying what they have observed or what they think of Nairobi. So we'll insert that clip at the end of this video. And I want to cross now because it is getting crowded on there, and also the pedestrian place to walk ends. See how busy it is. Today is on a Tuesday, so it's a weekday, and so yeah, the city is really busy. I want to take you to that statue that is at the middle of the road, and then I'll explain to you what the statue means. Okay, so this is a statue of Dedan Kimathi. This street is called Kimathi Street. He was a freedom fighter when Kenya was fighting for its independence. So that's why we have that statue over there. We are now on Mama Ngina Street. If we went this way, we'll go to Tomboya, but hey, Tomboya is so chaotic and really busy, so I'm not going to that street today, but we can take a less busy, we can take a street that is less busy, which is this. The reason we have a lot of buses where I am is because most bus pickup is on Tomboya Street, and Tomboya Street is where you see the matatus, the buses basically lining up to go. It's also the other reason why it is so busy. So I'll take you along Mama Ngina. This is Mama Ngina Street. Mama Ngina, this street is named after Mama Ngina. Mama Ngina was the wife to the first president of Kenya. So a lot of streets in Nairobi are named after some prominent people, politicians, and people who shaped Kenya in a way to what it has become today. This street sometimes back was famous for the cinema. It used to be here. I'm not sure if it still works, it still shows. Yeah, but on this building called Century Plaza, we used to have, what is it called? 20th Century Plaza. This is where I used to come for movies. I don't know. We can go check out if it is still there. Let's go check out if it is still there. Let's go. I hope they allow my camera. I think it's still there. Yes. Yeah. So, you see. Or it's me who doesn't come to this side of town too much. Otherwise, I think it was closed. Why is it closed? Because this is where you would get the tickets. Hi. Hi, sasa, hii place ya movie bado inakuanga? 2 years. Wow. Ilikuwa inaitwaje by the way? Anga. Oh, walifunga?
Walifunga.
Hey guys, it was closed 2 years ago. That tells you how much I have not been to these sides of Nairobi. Yes, 2 years ago. Yeah, but there are so many other places you can go to watch movies around the city. Like I know one along Thika Road. I know in Westlands. I don't think there's any left in the CBD of Nairobi. If there is any, if you're from Kenya, let me know if there is any movie theater left in Nairobi CBD. But yeah, I'm disappointed. Why did they close? Yeah, so we continue exploring Nairobi. We are still along Mama Ngina. This is still the center of Nairobi. So this is City Hall. This is where businesses come to pay for their licenses, renewals and stuff. Let me get closer. It's also one of the busiest parts of this city. Let me show you. All these are taxis. We are waiting for people. Ubers or Bolts. The vintage building across the street is the Supreme Court of Nairobi, of Kenya, not Nairobi. And then the tall building over there, that's KICC Nairobi. At the top, it has the best view of Nairobi. You pay 200 for residents to go up there. Shall we? Not sure if I should go or not. So this is still City Hall. So this is the KICC, Kenyatta International Conference Center. It is where a lot of conferences happen. There are some politicians' offices located there. This is still the City Hall. Oh, where is he hooting? Yeah, let's go to KICC, guys. And then I'm gonna show you a full view of Nairobi from up there. One day when YouTube pays me well, I'll buy a camera that can zoom enough to see places that are far away from me. So there are people who take pictures here for those people who want to remember their trip to Nairobi. And the white one that looks like a White House, let me get closer, is the governor's office. Hi, ni camera. Okay, so this is the governor's office. I don't know who chose the theme for it to look like the White House, but then it's one of the oldest buildings in Nairobi. Like you can even tell they just renovate here and there. So yeah, let's go inside KICC and I'll show you a full view of Nairobi city. There's a security checkpoint here, so I'm gonna put away the camera. The guy at the gate is not sure if I should get in with my camera or not, but this is KICC. And this is the Supreme Court. So this is also one of the most iconic buildings in Nairobi. Like when you see this building in a picture, you just know that's Nairobi. Yeah, it's one of the most iconic buildings in Nairobi, and as well the architecture. It has a very unique architecture. When I look at it from here, I'm seeing like it's falling. Nairobi is actually beautiful. When I walk into these places, I feel Nairobi is actually really beautiful. And as much as this city is not perfect, I really love Nairobi. Yeah, this is a statue of Jomo Kenyatta. He was the first president of Kenya. He also was in the fight for Kenyan freedom from the British. And also he is one of the founders of African Union. There's always something happening at KICC. Like today there is a Wood Tech Africa, an expo. There are always expos happening here, so I'm not sure what's happening here today, but we can go check if they allow civilians like me, ordinary Kenyans like me, to get in. I want to show you something. I love Kenya. I love Nairobi so much. My city, my town. Actually, even from here you can see a glimpse into Nairobi, a view of Nairobi. This is supposed to be a fountain. I'm not sure when it works. But right now there's no water. Also, the other side. Okay. So we got into KICC. Going to make a payment. Okay.
I don't know if it's working now. You'll assume the one with the second one.
I've gotten a link.
Your link hapana.
payment process was hectic. We're going to 27. Babe, I didn't realize so many airlines have their offices here. But here, wait for the lift. We are using B. Hi. Sasa. So we are on 27th floor. That's where the lift gets you, and then you have to go upstairs up until the 31st floor by stairs. And from here you can already see the view of Nairobi, but now the view will be better. The view gets better on the top floor. And then there's a spiraling staircase for us to get to the last floor. I'm tired.
Hizi ni kama ni za training. Hiyo ndege ni kama ni ya
Welcome to the topmost floor of KICC. Oh, man, the stairs. But anyway, from here we see a 360 view of Nairobi, and it is so beautiful. So here is the expressway. It goes all the way there and all the way to Westlands. So yeah, the view is always so beautiful. I think so. I paid 210 Kenya shillings because I am a citizen. If I wasn't a citizen, the charge is 500 Kenya shillings. That plane is so close. This is the immigration offices building. This side is Westlands. This is CBD. Oh, Nairobi is so beautiful.
So Nairobi is spread over 696 kilometers and it sits at about 1,795 meters above sea level. Now the population of Nairobi today is about 5.8 million people. 5.8 million people live in this city. I have to say, Nairobi can be chaotic, it can be alive, and it is unmistakably a place we call home.
Oh, the railway station is here, and the bus stations, bus stops. Yeah, this is downtown, and all those buildings that you can see is the suburbs. Nairobi estate. Nairobi is really big. this is a helipad. So helicopters come to land here. This is the landing point. This is where our leaders come to make decisions about the country. Next, I am going to insert clips of the interview I did with my friends from Zambia and Nigeria. I hope you guys like it. And yeah.
The guys on motorbikes do charity missions, and this was on a Sunday, and it was one of the days when we were holding a charity events.
From Zambia. Yeah. Okay.
We are looking for some lighting, sorry. Okay.
Perfect.
Yes,
Hi
better.
guys, this is Geoffrey the Nomad from Zambia. So this is my third days here in Kenya, Nairobi, and I'm glad to meet you soon. So
Nice to meet you
nice
too.
to meet you soon.
And I am with my other friend and also a YouTuber from Nigeria.
Hey, my name is Harry and the channel is Tribe. It's Tribe because it's my experience, it's also your experience. So we share the experience together, and I named the channel Tribe. THRYBE, our tribe. Yes.
Okay, so guys, we will be exploring around the city, even though like him, he knows the city a little bit, but I will still be showing them around. But we will walk, and we want to hear what their impressions of Nairobi are so far as foreigners living in Nairobi or visitors living in Nairobi. Okay, let's go. So we are on Kenyatta Avenue. So guys, how has your experience in Nairobi been so far?
Yeah. So are we starting with the newcomer or to be the old?
I think we can start with the newcomer.
Okay, for me, what I can say, Nairobi is one of the cleanest city here in Africa. And second, people in Kenya, they are hardworking and very easy. You can see them every day. They go for work. They don't wait for people. They are not dependent. They are independent. Most of them, even women, they even do the job that other country or other country they cannot even do. Other women they can't do. But here you find they can even do shoe polishing, conductor, like they can work in the matatu, drivers. They don't even wait or depend on their husbands or boyfriends, but they just work. They are hard working and work for themselves. Yeah, and they are very welcoming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my impression.
Yeah, in Nairobi I think we are taught to be independent as women. You know.
That's
Okay.
a good thing, because I think men cannot take advantage of you if you are independent. You know, you are free to do anything you want. You know, you can't be, if you are just a housewife, you are all dependent on your husband, and the husband can take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So if you are independent, the husband will even respect you, because you can even support your husband in little ways.
Yeah. So there has been a movement that was being called women empowerment.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kenya
Women
has
power?
worked very hard in empowering women,
Okay.
you know, to stand independently on their own. What was your first impression when you came to Kenya?
Okay, so Kenya is one of the most underrated countries that I have seen on the face of the earth. People talk a lot about places like Dubai, talk of places like South Africa. I know in terms of income, maybe Kenya is not in the same position, but I think if not for the landmass, that Kenya has, Dubai will not even stand Kenya right about now. Yes, they have money, but they don't have, one, the population that Kenya has, that's one. Two, they don't have the landmass that Kenya has. Three, they don't have the natural touristic places that Kenya has. They don't even have the workforce and the strength that Kenya has, if I might say so. They don't have the weather that Kenya has. So a lot of Africans spend a lot of money each and every year traveling to Dubai to experience Dubai, why they can only travel to Kenya and have the same experience. Number one, let me talk of malls. Every day people are traveling to Dubai to visit Dubai Mall. Kenya has BBS Mall, which is one of the biggest in East Africa right now. And before now they had one of the biggest in Africa, Two Rivers Mall. And I have seen that Kenya has even more malls than the whole of Dubai itself, the whole UAE itself, probably. Probably. I know Dubai used to have 60 malls, 60, 66 malls before I left. I've seen more than, I don't know if it's up to 60, but I know I have seen malls almost in every corner of Nairobi, Kenya, Thika, and other parts of Kenya. So I know that there are so many malls, and the experience that I have in the other malls in Dubai, I also have it equally here. So in terms of cost, compared to why people travel to expensive places while they can also have it also here in Kenya, it's much cheaper. For me, I pay like a quarter of my rent per month compared to what I'll pay in Dubai for as a 1/5 of the same space. 1/5 of the space I currently occupy here, I'm paying a quarter of the rent
Like you paid in Dubai.
Yes. So it means I have more luxury, more space to entertain myself, much more money to spend, and still have the pleasure of enjoying the tourism that I can never get anywhere. The UAE is spending so much money to bring the safari to the UAE in the desert so that people don't have to travel to Africa. While here in Kenya, I can just be on the road and see monkeys, and see baboons, and see giraffes, lions, elephants. So I think Kenyans themselves don't even know what they have in place. That's number one. Number two, many of them haven't traveled. Aside those who I know work in the government, I know there are also Kenyans in Canada and Germany, but most of the ones that we find back home are people who just live within their comfort. Some of them haven't even visited Tanzania. Some not even Tanzania. They are here, they were born in Nairobi, they have not even visited the next county. So the impression I have is that Kenyans themselves don't even know what they have, so they don't really value it. So a lot of Kenyans don't actually travel. So when they are here, they feel like they don't have anything. It looks normal to them. Some of them have been born with all the skyscrapers around them, so to them it's already normal. But if they get the opportunity to travel to other countries, some countries they celebrate. I think in my county, the tallest building is not as tall as this one. In my own county, my own state, the tallest building is not as tall as this one. In my own state, yes, in my own state where I come from.
Your state is which one?
It's just the next state to Abuja. That's what I'm coming. Do you understand? The tallest building, we call it standard. It's not even up to near your house top of this one. I don't know which one is taller of them. But so you might not value it because you haven't gone out to see other people on how they live. You understand? Secondly, the kind of accommodation you have condo apartments here. People can stay in a very decent apartment with water, electricity. Hey, there is
Internet.
even the small child in my country knows what is called up NEPA. Do you know what up NEPA means? It's like KICC. Yeah, electricity company. That's ours is called NEPA. So they take light, and whenever they bring light, people shout, "Hey!" Like they celebrate it when there is light. So every small child knows of NEPA. Here, I've been here. I almost go a whole month without even realizing how much is my light. You understand? The light goes off. It's not like it doesn't go off, but most times it's for a few minutes, or something really happened, or there's maintenance, and then even during maintenance, they put it on Twitter, on their own website, that this area is going to be maintained. So there's so much that Kenyans don't really value. I am not saying that we don't deserve better. All Africans deserve better. If Kenya can achieve this without oil, only with tourism, I'm telling you, Nigeria as a country, we can do times 10 of this. What we make from crude oil a day, more than 2 million barrels of crude oil every day. That's not small money. That's not small money. So I'm saying, in as much as Kenyans want more, Kenyan government, they should also appreciate that which they have. Sometimes I ask myself, what are Kenyans looking for in Dubai, in Qatar? Because they have almost everything there. But now I look at Nairobi and see the amount of people hustling for the jobs. The space is too little. Everybody feels like if I'm not in Nairobi, I can't make it. So it makes life much more difficult for most people in Nairobi. But I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place. People are so hospitable. The food is amazing because it's organic. You can have food. Tomatoes in my place is seasonal. Once the season comes and goes, off season, you might not eat food with tomatoes. You have to use tomato paste or other means of food that does not require tomatoes. In Kenya, I don't even see bad tomatoes. It's fresh from January till December. So there's so much to say about Kenya that even if you give me the whole of this video, I wouldn't be able to say it. But honestly, it's an amazing place, very hospitable, very accommodating. You can find people from all over the world, Filipinos, Asians, Indians, Japanese, Americans, British. We've seen all of them here. So if it's not that welcome, you won't find people here. And lastly, that I'll make mention, Kenya should appreciate the amount of security you have here. You can go to a shopping mall in March at 2 a.m. to buy goods. Hey,
Yeah, I was shocked.
in the city.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you cannot do it anywhere else.
No.
I've seen Quick Mart here open 3 a.m. Yesterday we went to get food around 4. 24/7 they are running.
Working.
And people say Nairobi is not safe. If you have a city where you can have a mart open 24 hours in the heart of the city, even in the corners, as far as OTC, you can get a supermarket open 24 hours. You guys should be very grateful for the security you have in Kenya.
And you, in addition to that, yeah, when you talk of like, it creates more jobs. If you have like, if you can work 24-hour service, you create more jobs. There are those who can work 4 hours, later other one can also work after
But
4
the
hours.
whole day is not enough.
Yeah.
Because are you talking of social media? Today
Yeah,
we are on the
it's
streets,
even
there were so
monetized.
many kids dancing, making videos. They are
Yeah.
all there on the social media. And they cannot be there if they don't have access to high-speed internet. It's affordable, not only affordable, almost every house has Wi-Fi. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
one thing you should be sure, don't go into violence with Kenyans, because if they come for you, they'll bring down your channel. They all have access to internet. All, not some. All
of them,
they pay
yeah.
money from their phones. Like their so tech level is high. So man, be careful when trading with Kenyans, because they can come for you. Now, don't forget the jobs created through this social media. You see a lot of people doing photography, people posting on Instagram, on TikTok.
Even
So
photography,
jobs
we've
are
seen
being
people,
created
like-
over and over again. You find women doing shoe shining, conductors in the buses. There is nothing for women and men. Not to say it doesn't have its bad side, because if I'm going to talk about the bad side, a lot of you will not like it. But honestly, there is a downside to having that equal right sometimes, because sometimes respect is neglected. You get it?
Yeah.
So sometimes neglect is given to respect. People will begin to see themselves as equals and begin to treat themselves without respect. Either a man disrespecting a woman because she provides, or a woman disrespecting a man because she can also provide for herself, and sometimes breaks up the family. But there are so many pros to them being able to cater for themselves, because nobody's going to abuse them. But overall, Kenya is amazing, from infrastructure, roads, to even education. I'm telling you, if you give me the whole of this video, I will not finish, because what will I call it? Whoever you meet on the street, let me not just say a commoner,
can
because
able to
nobody is a
speak
commoner.
English,
Yes.
yeah.
An average Kenyan can speak fluent English,
yeah.
can read and write, can understand even politics. An average Kenyan, that's how far they have gone. They have,
interest.
I think they have the highest number of universities in the world.
Yeah.
Because in Kenya, even behind me here,
Yes,
there's a
yes, that's
university.
true. That's true.
They have universities even 2 blocks from one another. They have universities, and even with the hardship, they can afford to pay. You know how much? Just for a session. Not cheap. So Kenya, you guys are on another level. The roads are good. The infrastructures are good. I know there are ghettos, and there are ghettos everywhere else in the world. Even in New York, there is a ghetto. So don't look at Kenya because they say they have the second largest ghetto next to Soweto. It means that they are backward. Come and see by yourself. When you come to Kenya, you realize that a lot of people have been lied to, and that's why the West keep painting us as poor so that they can get money to tell you they are coming to support us. We are rich and we're living a very good life here in Africa, most especially in Kenya. Thank you so much, Sue, for this opportunity.
Bye.